with a bubble shield? That's what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So my plan is I still had plans to buy multiple of these. So my plan is 4. If this came with the bubble shield, I was going to have one with the bubble shield, one already turned up and ready to blasting. So I started blasting, and I had other 2 coming rolling in on the display. That was my plan. 2 rolling in, or 1 in mid transformation, 1 already blasting, and then the other one with the shield. That was my plan.
Okay. And then something else too, where the Droideka is a tall droid, 33 centimeters.
I was very surprised. I thought the Super Battle Droid was the tallest.
I knew. I want to say the Droideka was always the tall. I kind of always knew that.
I understand the Droideka width was bigger. Essentially, it's bigger. The width,
the volume, the space. Well, and here's the thing, though. I mean, most collectors. I mean, space is still priority. You like this Droideka is what? So 33 centimeters. I want to say that's 13 inches. That's a tall droid, right? And we don't know. We don't have the dimensions on its width, volume, and then you figure you want to add in like an acrylic bubble to it. That's going to eat up a lot of space. Where, like I said, most collectors are still using a DTOF. That Droideka could eat up a whole big cube all by itself. So I'm very just skeptical as to if people would have used it. I think using a bubble, like if I hear anybody over the weekend saying that they're not going to get this because it doesn't go in a bubble, it's a bullshit tap out excuse. Anybody's like, well, I was going to get the Droideka, but because the bubbles it doesn't have the bubble shield, I'm going to pass. Well, no, that's an undercover tap out.
Undercover.
That's an undercover tap out excuse, right?
Wow.
Especially if you hear from panel collectors and the background is all peppered with Batman. You're like,
Daddy, chill. Daddy. Come on. Here's the thing, though. You cannot say no to history. This is history in the making. We have not seen this many battle droids or droids from Hot Toys ever. They're really getting into the droid game. Come on. You can't say no to history. I have a piece of history in your collection.
I just felt that collectors were already tapping out on the Super Battle Droid. Like, I think it's still in stock, isn't it?
Yeah, it's everywhere. It's still in stock and everywhere. So
it felt like people were like pumping the brakes on that. They're like, it takes 2 AA batteries, and I'm not a big fan of it. It's just like you're like, but you're chasing Mace Windu. Right. And you clearly want to, if you want to have that Geonosian battle arena, you need droids. If you have Brother Mace on there, quoting lines like, I don't think so. You need some droids. You got to have some droids. Like I said, all my questions, Nate.
Yes.
Hot Toys just like when you sent me the photo, when I was like, oh my God, I hope they get the height right. Because I know the Droideka is a tall droid.
It's a tall boy.
Yeah. And I was like, God. And then the other thing was the wheels. It had to transform itself into.
It had to.
It just had to.
Now, I like the fact they are taking a chance at transforming this, because honestly, I thought, just to make it easier for Hot Toys, I thought they were just going to give us a power pose of the rolling transformation, as a deluxe piece or something. But they really went in. They actually turned this bad boy into the transformation. They could actually transform this, like the mech Black Panther, where you could transform it. This is essentially a transformer.
Now that's not razzle dazzle, wake the president up, impressive R&D tech, because Hasbro kind of did this almost 20 years ago.
They've been doing it for years.
There's a 3 3/4 inch, and even the Black Series, they all can transform into the wheel. So that isn't something to kind of like, Mr. President, wake.
But it's enough to wake you up though for a stream.
It is because of the character, because I knew that this type of character would require very, in my honest opinion, very expensive R&D tooling, just
Mhm.
because everything on this is original. Like, this isn't something that, it's not like another Anakin with parts being swapped from being recycled to help cut the
Mhm.
cost down. Everything here is 100% brand new. So I was always very skeptical that even Hot Toys would take a leap of faith and actually make the droid. I'm like, I would love it, but I don't know. But again, this new era, this new era of management from Hot Toys, they're just showing that they can go above and beyond. And I thank them. I really, really do. This is some really cool. Is the Super Battle Droid kind of flimsy? I have two of them. I don't think it's flimsy at all.
Me neither.
Whatever. Yeah.
Now, if you really want to talk about flimsy, then the B1, yes, you want to be careful with that one. The B1, yes. The B1, I
The Super
felt it
Battle
was
Droid?
the B1, yes.
Why
Yeah,
would you why would someone think it's flimsy because of its
not
cost?
flimsy, but again, you're gonna have to be careful with that one. You
Oh,
know,
okay.
I've
Okay.
seen I've seen some horror stories already with that one, but I guess to the
It is
fact that
top heavy. So
but
if it hits the ground like any figure, it would probably, I can see it's weak. It does exhibit maybe weak joints. So if
yeah,
it was to fall if it were to just tip over and fall and you didn't properly place it, yeah, it would probably shatter.
yeah,
Uh,
I've already heard horror stories about the antennas. You know, people weren't be careful or mindful of the antennas, and it just snapped off. But the Super Battle Droid is not flimsy. Now, if you were talking about the B1, okay, there's things we could talk about there, but the Super Battle Droid it holds its own.
I 100%, I do believe that. I mean, this is it. This is its transforming look.
Now, this is my
This
concern, Danoby.
what's
This is
that?
my concern with this figure. I just hope that over time, because you're in the transform, if you have it on transform mode, right, in the
Mhm.
wheel, the Droideka wheel mode, you're still putting pressure in the joints in certain modes you have it on. I'm hoping that they've taken the liberty of strengthening the joints. Maybe give it some ratchet joints or give it some um, die cast joints or what have you in order to last the strength of this.
Mhm.
Because we all seen what happens when weight gives in. The General Grievous is still falling to this day.
Well, that's Sideshow's very poor R&D design. I mean, the fact, and then don't get me started on Grievous, because the fact that a lot of collectors decided to still stick to that and doing air quotes here and like, well, I'm gonna use it as a placeholder. No, I go, you should never manage a collection with a placeholder. It's either you love it or you don't. If you don't, you chuck it. And when I got my Sideshow Grievous and I reviewed it, I think in under 2 or 3 days, I think I remember telling you it was gone. I returned it. Sideshow gave me. I'm like, I don't want this. Why the fuck? Why would I want this in my collection? It can barely support its own weight. And I mean, honestly, Nate, I thought we were going to get two drops tonight. I honestly thought we were going to get the Droideka or even the Phantom Menace battle droid or even Grievous. I'm like, because there's always two, and Hot Toys has had this habit of
Mm-hmm.
making these dual announcements, and this is their Friday, right? This is their
Yep.
Friday. So going into the weekend, this is their biggest announcement here.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah, I thought so too. That they were probably going to drop at least a B1 battle droid and a stop. You know, the stop that would have been
mm.
cool.
uh, so the Super Battle Droid feels light. If it was made, it would be. The problem is that it wouldn't have been an affordable price then, because I think the Super Battle Droid was 275 or 260, something like that. It
I
didn't.
think it was a little cheaper than the Droid card. Let me look.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
have the price already on the Droid card?
yeah. So you folks out there know, Sideshow isn't playing any games. Um, it's uh, it's on Sideshow already for 265. It's right there. Uh, they clearly had somebody and at Sideshow headquarters, click the update
Yep.
website button, so it's up there. And yeah, Nate, like I told you, this 265, like that feels really good. That's like almost too good to be true. I'm like, what
Dude,
the? That's a good price.
I was grateful for this price because I'm like, damn, no way. For everything this does for 265, come on now. Because the Super
Yeah.
Badger was only 243 with battery power.
Mhm. Was it really 243 with the battery powered?
Yeah.
That's not bad at all. I forgot. I just pre-ordered too. I'm just gonna.
So
Yeah.
so here's my guess as to why this thing is, priced up the way it is. I feel that Hot Toys is getting better with their droid making per se.
Mhm.
So the prices is pretty much selling down on these droids. Because look at the dark side of the Force 3PO
Yeah.
000.
Yeah.
He's
Triple zero.
he was priced up quite well.
Yeah, he sure was. Yeah, yeah, this is like the fact that this is I love when Hot Toys and Sideshow collectibles when they go kind of guerrilla style, deep state six undercover, and they coordinate these efforts where they make the announcement and then boom, it's on the website and here's the price. Essentially trying to capitalize, trying to capture those pre-orders before every other
Retailer.
influencer out there starts
Yeah.
peddling their affiliated retailer, pop toy or popcorn collectibles or something like that, right? So
Yep.
I think it's just really cool. It's like, oh man, they're getting, Sideshow isn't dicking around. So I like for this, I'm gonna go through Sideshow. I'm gonna go through Sideshow because when you pre-order two, they automatically double box it for you and they bubble wrap it, so it actually comes in extra super, and it's not an additional charge. So that's kind of cool
No,
about this.
yeah, I really like this. I really like this set of prices that we've seen so far with the droids,
Yeah.
and uh, definitely is a safe isn't a safe number as far as like army building goes, because you're planning on getting two of these, right?
I am probably either tonight or tomorrow morning before an appointment I have. I'm probably going to pre-order two. Yeah,
Okay.
minimum two. Yeah. And like I said, I'm not going to lose any sleep over the bubble shield. Honestly, the more I keep thinking about it, I just don't think I would have if they included the bubble shield. I don't think I would use it. Here's the other kicker too: the bubble shield for something of this, because I just don't really have an idea of the volume this thing takes up. I know the height, 13 inches, is that the type of bubble shield may have interfered with the packaging, meaning it could have
Hmm.
not only increased the cost of the pre-order, but probably because of the packaging wise
And
and
shipping wise too.
shipping wise, because the box is going to be a little bit more wider, it could probably influence the price. So, I'm not, I think I'll be fine.
Yeah,
Uh,
just to think about it, right? Yeah,
mhm.
the
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
that bubble shield is
it'll
pretty
affect,
much
the
encases
box.
the entire droid, and look how big this droid already is.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I'm okay without the bubble shield right now because honestly, we can go and do yourself a pull Danoby and find a way to get yourself a bubble shield.
There's always
Like
a way.
Don always told me, like, oh, just get yourself a hamster wheel and just put it on top of it.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, look, I can improvise. I don't mind doing a little bit of minor damage for this. I can tell you right now, Nate, this both of my droidekas are going to be USB hacked. 100%.
Oh, okay. So
100%.
so there's no batteries on this one, right?
There's no batteries, there's nothing electronic, but my droideka has to be alive. And because I've been harnessing my USB hacking skills for the last several years, I'm actually 100% confident this is going to be such an easy USB hack. In fact, I have the supplies already in my electronic room, in my extra room here.
So you're gonna
I,
light up the blasters and the eyes.
I don't know if I want to do the blasters. I can do the blasters, but for me, I want the droid to come alive, and it's the two eyes the eyes and the mouthpiece, they glow red.
Yes.
And I happen to already done something similar like that. Very easy. Let me show you right here.
You say easy.
It is, well, it
You
is
know
for
what we're
me.
talking
It
about.
is for me, and I'm not doing a tutorial because if you don't know what you're doing, you're gonna botch things up. But I added,
Ooh.
you see, this is this is a photo from my Anakin on my stab. It's USB hacked, so the engine thrusters are always on, and I added the two little micro red LEDs right at the tip to make it
Yes,
look
yes.
like it's being powered on and so forth. His lightsaber. So this hole here is all daisy chained into one plug. I plug it in, Anakin's lightsaber comes on, and the staff is powered up. So those two micro LEDs, they're very thin. And at the end of a wire, I can add a resistor to it. And I'm like, oh, cool. I even have a micro drill, very tiny little micro drill. So to me, it's going to be easy. It'll probably take some time to do each of them.
Hmm.
But yeah, my Droidekas are 100% going to be. I can probably make the see. I don't know. To me, just to have the eyes turned on would be enough to please me.
Hmm.
But yeah, I saw that and I'm like, you know what? This, I mean, right here, I'll show you. I'm looking at the photos here, like it's right there, and I know they're going to use some red fluorescent paint for the eyes and the mouth, but for me, I'm like, oh, I can want to look at that. I mean, that's yeah. You
So,
might you
Danoby,
what's that?
I know you've seen this already, and already mentioned it before. But them legs, I do hope that we don't have ourselves another General Grievous situation with those legs.
But it's tripedal though. What do you think it'll tip over? You think it won't support the support there? There's no die cast in this component. So
No,
I'm not.
I've read it. There's no diecast on this one.
Yeah, so it's all plastic. So if anything, it should be there shouldn't be any issues as far as it um like being able to support its weight and then tip it. Well, it's not going to tip over
Yeah.
unless you have it rolled up in a ball or in
Yeah, yeah, I can see the ball situation where it could tip
yeah,
over. Yeah, but
yeah,
we could, yeah, I just hope we don't have another like Joker situation. You know,
yeah,
Joker in our Joker leading, doing a Michael
yeah.
Jackson lean on the display
I could,
case.
I could have the blasters glowing. Like, would you think it would look cool if it's shooting a laser or just being powered on with the glow
Being
red
powered
tip?
on, being powered on. Yeah,
Okay, I can do that too. That's a in fact, I mean, it even has the cables already protruding from from the arm cannons there. So I could probably run the wires. And that's the best thing with when I USB hack a droid is that you'll see my exposed little micro wires, but it
hmm,
looks like it's part of the droid, right? If you wouldn't
nice.
know that it's not part of its design canon, it looks like a robot. It looks like it's exposed wiring and so forth. So I can confidently hide the wiring to the two eyes in the mouth. And but the arm cannons will probably have some exposed wiring, but it might actually look pretty cool. I can probably pull that off. I don't know. That'll be fun. But I like making my droids. I did it for my two oh my god, what are they called? The ones from the Book of Boba Fett. Those two. I want to say K2SO droids. What are they called?
K
The
two,
K
K
Enforcers.
two. Oh, KX
Yeah,
Enforcer.
yeah. Those are powered on. I've showed you those. My
Yep.
K Enforcers are turned on. So, and to me, just having the two eyes and the mouth just lit up, it'll be fine. But I don't think I'll do a tutorial on that because it is a next level. It's not very amateur. You have to know what you're kind of doing, and you have to know the resistors to plug it in. But yeah, I'll definitely I'll do a short. I'll show it
You
off.
do a short.
I'll do a short. But I just don't like promoting that type of hackability and then having someone botch up their figure, right? If you don't know what you're doing, I make it look easy, but that's kind of because I've been doing it for several years now, and I've been watching tutorial videos, and I've been kind of training myself. So it's been my little personal little hobby there. Uh, Definitely ordering the Droideka. The one issue I have from the photos is the back is straight as a board. While I should be courteous by it's flexible. What are you talking? The back is always it's
I,
like a flexible.
I don't know.
Hmm?
It looks curved to me.
Yeah, well, it's like a bendy. It's like just it's. I'm assuming they sent in one of their spies and they lifted the R&D design from Hasbro because Hasbro's back is flexible.
Yeah, I'm seeing
So
the Black Series right now, and it
mhm.
looks pretty
Yeah,
much.
it's a flexible back,
Yeah.
so you can make it look straight, and it's kind of like a bendy, and you can kind of push it. So I'm assuming that that's what they're doing here because you have to. That's the only way you can have the actual Droideka convert himself into a ball is that you have to have the back uh, be flexible, kind of like a bendy wire is the best way I can describe it. Let me see if I
Mhm.
can. Yeah, I mean it's like show you right here. If you look at this photo, it has to be. And so I'm assuming they're using that back has to bend. That's the only way to, and they're not showing you the back, but I'm assuming it's like a bendy. And you know what? It's probably lightweight. It's very thin plastic. I can't imagine this being very super top heavy.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I mean, especially at that price, at the 265 price, there's no die cast in this at all.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's the one thing I was hoping that we might see a little die cast, but this is fine. I
I
think
mean, the only
it will be fine.
thing that you would want to be die cast would be the outer shell. That'd be it.
Mm.
The outer shell so that it can kind of have that. But you know, if it does have the die cast, it probably wouldn't roll properly because I'm gonna convert it and roll it, aren't you? I'm
Oh yeah.
gonna I'm gonna try to
Hmm.
roll it down the floor.
Oh, for an action scene. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to see if I can get away with it. Why not? Why not?
Now, Danoby, if you get the photo where they show off all the bells and whistles of what you get with the figure, remember that the last photo, it does show you the backside of the Droideka.
Oh, there it is. Okay, there it is. That one there, right?
Yep, right there. If you zoom
Yeah.
in, you'll see the backside of that droid.
There it is. Yeah, it has to. It's like a bendy, flexible. It's like a rubber. It's the exact same thing that Hasbro did to their Droideka. So I love the branding. I love the 25 years Star Wars: The Phantom Menace branding. And you know, here's the thing too, Nate.
Yes, yes.
They can do a Toy Fair exclusive. I don't know, 1 or 2 years of the Droideka with the bubble shield, and then rebrand it as the Attack of the Clones. And it could probably have the Geonosian uh, paint application because again, I don't want to show the video, but it does. There
Hmm.
is a part in the video that it does have that sand grit droid look to it. Let me see if I can get away with it. It just try to do 20 seconds of it.
Sir,
We we don't know if its outer armor shell changes. I mean, it looks like it does, but that video was pretty grainy and gritty. I will say it looks more orangey by the time you get to Revenge of the Sith. But again, there's nothing that's stopping Hot Toys from re-releasing this under the Revenge of the Sith banner or Attack of the Clones, and then you'll get your bubble shield with I don't know some extra features or maybe battle damage. Maybe one of the arms is blowing off or something, right? So Toy Fair exclusive. The point is that they've clearly uh, they've taken the chance, the R&D chance, the research and development to invest into tooling.
Yep.
I don't think this is going to be the only version of the Droideka we're going to see. It just
Yeah, we could see some variations, maybe um, uh, like a camo version. Just depends on
yeah.
the situation. You know how they did it with the troopers. They've been throwing so many colorways at it. They could do the same thing with these droids, especially the droid cards.
So, and I think I asked you this earlier, but I don't remember getting an answer. do you think the collectors, the hot toy collectors in the community, are going to embrace it, or do you think they're gonna push it away? I kind of it did it for me. I'm very, very. I feel like they're gonna push it away. I just because there's just so much stuff. I don't think the Droideka is going to get embraced within the community. That's my speculative opinion on it. I just don't, just because of the way that most of the community pushed away the super battle droid. I feel like they can.
I think it's going to be a similar situation with the Super Battle Droid, where it's cool. Again, droids are still a niche in the collections
Mm,
collector, especially because essentially um, the droids aren't aren't a big fan service for collectors. They always want the main characters or some aliens. Droids are either used as funny gags or
what about
throwaway
the
weapons.
peer pressure buy? Because this Droideka, it actually has a peer pressure buy, meaning if you've invested in certain other characters, and I'm not just talking about the super battle droid, I'm talking about Mace Windu, I'm talking about Kit Fisto,
Qui-Gon.
Qui-Gon, right? If you want, if you really enjoyed Attack of the Clones, you enjoyed the Geonosian battle sequence, and you want something to partner up with Kit Fisto or even Mace Windu, right? I mean, most of the Star Wars, I'm not pointing fingers, but most of the Star Wars Hot Toys collectors community, I feel that they cannibalized their Count Dooku. I feel a lot of collectors out there don't
Oh,
have Dooku in
oh
their
yeah, I've seen posts.
collection.
I've seen posts already. The ISO Kondokus, please, please and thank you.
And not just you, Nate. I'm talking several others too, prominent YouTubers out there that cannibalize their poor Count Dooku. And here's the kicker. I mean, Hot Toys is giving you, they're giving you the whole buffet, the Attack of the Clones. Um,
Yeah,
what's the name of that buffet restaurant? Coral. Uh, Jesus, I'm having a brain fart. What's the name of that buffet that starts with Coral? Coral Gables? I don't want to say Coral Gables. What's wrong with me? It shows you how much I eat in a buffet. But somebody will get in the honest. But they're giving you the whole smorgasbord,
smorgasbord
and talk about. I mean, talk about being punished
by
by
history.
history. You cannibal. Oh, Dooku, they're not going to do anything with you.
Danoby, never say never. We might see a Kondoku Revenge of the Sith. You
I
never
just don't.
know.
I will be shocked because there's no reason to
Golden
backpedal.
Corral, really?
The Golden
Yeah,
Corral. There you go.
remember
There
the
you go.
Golden
Golden
Corral?
Corral. I knew it had something to do with corral. Thank you. Golden Corral. You're right. Golden Corral. Thank you. Golden Corral. Well, actually, Rizal got it first. He got it first. Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
I love my Golden Corrals.
Golden Corral. There you go. No, I just, like I said, I feel because that the time that Dooku was released, was he like a 2018, 2019
Yeah.
release?
So
And
yeah,
he,
when I went in buying Hot Toys, I bought up pretty much all the prequels, including Dooku and Yoda at the time, because they were all discounted.
mm-hmm. So I just don't think I don't see any logical reason why we would have a Dooku. And then if we did get a Dooku, I mean, you only see him once, right? And it's not like maybe a Revenge of the Sith Dooku with his hands and his head
Yeah,
flying
hands
off,
chopped off, like I said. Yeah.
right?
Yep.
But
Yep.
did his costume change?
No, his costume did not change,
That's
but honestly, Hot Toys has done 2.0s with just rolling eyeballs and USB powered lightsabers. There's an
okay.
opportunity there.
Okay. I mean, not to mention you're going to need the permission from the estate. Was the actor alive when they did the first one? I don't remember when he Christopher Lee. I don't remember when he
Yeah,
died.
he was still alive.
I was going to say, so now you have to go through the estate and ask for permission and so forth. I mean, it's not like the estate would need the money because I want to say Christopher Lee made what 100 films in his lifetime. He was Count Dracula. He made dozens of films and so forth.
Yeah,
So
he took on Tarkin. Yeah.
yeah. Plus in Lord of the Rings, I mean, he was just so I just don't. I'm skeptical, but even if here's the kicker, even if they made a Dooku, they did a 2.0 Dooku, could the community even like afford it with 130 pre-orders staring down their throat? I mean, the barrel of 130 pre-orders, can they even fathom that purchase? You see what I mean? You're damned
Again,
if you
it
do,
would be
and you're damned if you don't.
it would be yeah, it would be a damn if you don't situation because that means you're collecting backwards.
Oh, thank you, KG.
Oh, he died in
He
2015.
died in 2050. I knew he was. I knew it was very recent. I knew it was very it did not too long ago, probably within the last 10 years and so forth. But a great, like I said, a great actor. I want to say, if I had his I'm not going to pull up his IMDb, but if I had to guess, he'd probably 100 films, maybe even more. He's just one of those actors that's just been working. Plus
Yeah.
he served in World War II. I do know that.
Yeah, he was.
So
I love me the Nazi killer memes. He's always
mhm.
on. I was
Yep.
he made a joke with what's his name, Peter Jackson, where Peter Jackson was like, "Hey, so how do you how when you stab a man, like what's the noise it makes? I can tell you how what a man what a man sounds like when he gets stabbed in the back."
Yep. I did you pre-order Kit Fisto? I have not pre-ordered him. I'm gonna wait.
No, I have not pre-ordered Kit Fisto yet.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait. I want him. He's coming in my collection, but I have to. My pre-order spreadsheet it's reaching boiling critical, and I think
No, I agree. I've been cutting down my pre-orders.
I have to.
I've been doing very well, Danoby. I've been doing very well. I'm at 55 now. Okay, but it keeps going up every time there's a new freaking exclusive comes out. Like the Golden Iron Man came out. I had to get that because that was exclusive. You got to buy immediately.
No, I mean, this is the best advice I can give you.
No, he will not be trained.
No.
That's it. You got to say no. You got to take the miss when you start saying no.
Kit Fisto is going to be either a blue screen or wait till 4 months plan for me.
You got that right. Yeah, I don't want to go too hard on chasing him, but I have to minimize because of, like I said, of welcomed surprises like this. The Droideka is, for me as in the way I'm managing my collection, is a wonderful welcome surprise. Whether or not that'll get translated to within the community, I don't know. I don't, especially the way that a couple of the live streams that I was watching, it seemed like everybody was tap dancing out of poor Avatar.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. I thought people were excited for this one.
They were excited at the time, and then they're kind of like, it's not my cup of tea, and it's not. And then and they're running surveys on Avatar from a panel, especially when the panels they have like all but Batman. I just don't get this. I just don't. I'm like biting my tongue, and I'm listening to some of these colleagues within the Hot Toys community, and all you see is it's just either fucking all Marvel wall or all Batman. They're just giving their two cents on Avatar and explain to them why it's not going to join their collection. It's interesting because every now and then I hear that constant bitch that Hot Toys isn't diverse enough. Hot Toys isn't, I guess, woke enough, right? They're not, it's either going to be, it's Iron Man or it's Star Wars, right? But yeah, when they dabble in the blue-skinned creatures from the world of Pandora, then everybody is kind of like looking the other way.
Well, here's the thing, though. Like, I wonder if when people make up the excuse that Hot Toys isn't diverse enough, do they have blinders when they release figures that are out more than just Marvel and Star Wars? We had RoboCop last year. We had the John Wicks. We had the Predator get released. You know, we had
Yeah.
the
RoboCop,
anime
right?
figures.
Yeah.
One Piece. One Piece is real.
Yeah. Yeah. It's that short-term memory where when they announce like the black and gold Iron Man, and you look at the comments, it's like another Iron Man. It's not diverse enough, and you're like, what? What are you guys talking about? You guys were just bitching about how the Avatar figures look boring or it's not your cup of tea. And this is a $2 billion plus IP that is still making money. And I just like Hot Toys can't win sometimes with it. I'm getting both. I have both on pre-order. I have both deluxe versions on pre-order. I can't wait to plug in those bases. This is, to me, this is unique. This is just, this is what is just so different. Like, yes, I love my DC. I have DC, I have Star Wars, I have Marvel, but I also dabble in the obscurity within Hot Toys. And to me, I enjoyed the movie, and I've always wanted this. This is one of the, I never got the first versions of Jake Sully when Hot Toys did Avatar back in 2009 or 10. I wasn't collecting Hot Toys back in the day. And then, here's the other thing too, and I don't want to look like the bad guy on this. I also feel that most collectors probably wouldn't be able to house this character, and the way they have.
He's a Thanos, right? Thanos height.
This is like an 18-inch figure, and if your collection is peppered,
he's about the Thanos height, right?
Yeah, and I'm not casting any shade, but when you have collectors that are are not interested in this, and their background is DTOF. I'm like, well, you couldn't fit the fucker in the case anyway. I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying.
Yeah, he's 18 inches tall. Yeah, you're right. 17 inches. 18
it's an 18 inches tall. Dang. Yeah, so you're not going to be able, and then especially when you look in the background and then you see Hulk is squatting, looking like he's taking a shit. You're kind of like, maybe probably because you can't fit the figure. So I'm not trying to cause a rip here, but you can't help but wonder if just not having and like I said, I'm guilty of not having the real estate because I am micromanaging my display real estate right now. But when you're working with if you're not working with muscle racks or module cases and you're still in the world of DTOFs,
granted, you will be able to fit this in your DTOF. The only problem is you're going to be sacrificing a shelf to get this in.
Yep. And then it becomes expensive real estate if you do remove one of the glass shelves. So then you start, and then it looks off, and then the chi, the energy doesn't look right. Because I know I had DTOFs, and I know that because I was one of in the old days, I refused to have my poor Hulk, my Avengers Hulk, squat because I'm like, no.
I've seen videos like that.
Yeah, no, it looks bad. It looks bad. Yeah, and then that's the other complaint too. The exposed body joint turned me off, but I do have people were complaining about the exposed joints. Don't bother me. This is just, to me, it's just this is one of those character figures that you kind of have to see it in person. Yeah. This is a big ass action figure. This thing is towering. And if you're used to only collecting 12 and 13-inch Hot Toys, to have something of this stature is, I think, going to be pretty epic. It's very epic. I've seen.
Danoby, I have a question for you. Are you afraid of the paint rub that might happen with the straps and the holster on the figure?
I don't recall of the original ones ever having that issue. So I don't have any concerned fears as far as long-term maintenance or longevity. I mean, when I was on Facebook, and I was part of the groups, people always did share some of those older figures and how they aged very poorly and so forth. But as far as I can recall, the Jake Sully that was released, it's holding up. Maybe if anything that's going to deteriorate is probably like the straps, the pleather, and so forth. But as far as the body and then the paint application, I think it'll be fine. I mean, I live in a dry climate, so I should be good. It's not like I'm underwater. Like who's underwater in the East Coast? Are you getting torrent rains out there in these? It seems like every time I look at the news.
I'm in Georgia, so I'm right above all the torrent rain.
I was gonna say there's flooding in Florida. There's always flooding in Florida. People are swimming out their front doors in Miami right now.
That's what we're getting over here. We're getting bombarded by heat.
Okay. Yeah. Oh God, the heat wave. Jesus, I tell you, the heat. Man, oh man.
Oh, Danoby. We got a few things. We got a few questions we got to address. Rosalmos asks, Danoby, getting 2. Nate, how many you getting, bro? I am getting 4.
I'm getting 2.
Yeah, you're getting 2. I'm getting 4. There's another question that was brought up. Let me see. I think it was addressed to see. All right. So John the Bot asks, will we ever see an indie? I guess Indiana from the OT from original trilogy. Are they waiting for the Dial of Destiny indie to ship before announcing?
I don't think there's much demand for an Indiana Jones. I know that sounds sacrilegious. I just don't. I think it's just a flailing agent IP, and I think the failures of the last 2 Indiana Jones films have kind of tainted and soured. I would buy the original trilogy.
Me too.
Indiana Jones. I would, but that being said, I don't think there would be a demand for it, a strong demand. Meaning, we don't know that. Here's the problem: we don't know what type of licensing agreement Hot Toys has with Harrison Ford directly.
So we do know that we're coming out with the Harrison Ford with Han Solo from Return of the Jedi, and possibly, if Marvel Hot Toys play their cards right, we probably will see a Red Hulk.
Yeah,
Harrison Ford, with the new movie coming out with Captain America.
And here's the thing: if Harrison Ford is in the MCU, he's absolutely signed. Mandatory. You would have had to sign your image likeness rights away because Marvel doesn't play that shit. You enter the Marvel world, everybody's gonna, Marvel's gonna make an action figure out of you. So we just don't know what agreement he has with what agreement he has with the IP and so forth. I'm happy with. I have the old man from the Dial of Destiny on pre-order. I'm actually getting that. I'm getting the deluxe version.
Yeah, I'm getting deluxe as well. You could hide the title easily on that deluxe base, so you're good. Here's the thing though, Danoby. The game takes place. The new game that's coming out takes place between Indiana Jones, the Lost Ark, right?
Yes,
and the Last Crusade. Okay?
Yes.
So it takes place in between those 2 films. So if Hot Toys plays their cards right, we might see a film from that. We might see a Hot Toy from the video game.
Yes, I did. If the game is very successful and it does very well, absolutely you can see a video game version of it. And Hot Toys has had great success doing video game characters. I mean, just all you have to do is just look at their Spider-Man lineup. They made buku money on it. So again, if they release it, I'm for it, but I don't hold my breath and I really don't promote it because I feel it's a small minority. I just don't think it's as strong as what most of us would want us to believe it is. Agent Silver Fox, Torok, you're talking about the winged dragon. If they released it, I would support it. But again, I mean, just listening to some of the sour opinions just on Jake Sully's release, I mean, this is a $2 billion property. I don't get the community sometimes. I think it's cool. I love the film.
Well, the thing is, Turok that's a massive boy.
Yeah.
That's a massive boy.
Yeah. And it wouldn't be cheap either.
That thing is big.
It's huge. Yeah. And we were just talking about real estate just a little bit early. Would you have space for that? My space is, hell, I had to create a parking garage to fit my vehicles. So I mean,
It'll have to go on the ceiling.
yeah,
Like a Jedi Starfighter.
I'm saving the real estate in my ceiling for the Jedi Starfighter from Hot Toys. So, or a big vehicle, because I'm still holding hope that Hot Toys returns back into that world of making unique, one of a kind vehicles. But I'll take the Droideka for now. I mean, it's a nice consolation prize. I would get these if I wasn't balls deep and not. And that's that's a really good point too. We are still at 130 pre-orders, Nate. It's not maybe people don't want to get Jake. It's that they're making tough decisions. So that's actually a legitimate excuse right there. That's not even that's actually if you're already bombarded and buried in your existing pre-orders, it's hard to justify Jake Sully and his wife.
Well, even the droidy cars.
Yeah.
Who
But the
would you
Droidekas,
sacrifice? Main
but the
characters
Droidekas
or
are
droidy
different
cars?
though. See, this is the thing though. When I hear people get swoon over Kit Fisto and Mace Windu, the Droidekas, and I mean, they kind of fall within that peer pressure bubble.
Or accessory sets,
an
because droidy
accessory
cars
set,
are
yeah.
accessory sets.
I mean, Kit Fisto alone interacts with the Attack of the Clones C-3PO, with the droid head swap out, with R2-D2, I mean, just Kit Fisto alone interacts with so many droids just on that arena. Mace Windu interacts with a lot of droids in that arena. He interacts with Jango Fett. He interacts with Count Dooku. He interacts with quite a few. With Anakin, with lackluster Attack of the Clones Anakin that's inbound. So it's all part of a set. It's all part of a really epic Attack of the Clones.
Yeah. So
set.
Danoby,
Mm-hmm.
I've heard people already, not complaining, but being what's the word for it? Being honest on Facebook, detailing that they can't complete sets. They're explaining themselves that hey guys, I gotta relieve myself. I gotta let you all know that I can't complete a certain set because there's so many of them already.
Which set? It can't be the Bad Batch. Didn't they just friggin' finish the Bad Batch?
In general sets.
Oh,
like,
I see.
In general, they can't complete sets because the sets are just growing and growing. There's no stop. Kind of like the Funko Pops in a way.
Okay.
Funko Pops, there's no complete set. It just keeps growing and growing.
I disagree. I don't. Are you interested in Terminator, Predator, Alien? I am not.
Yes, I am.
I am not. Nope.
I've been hearing rumors of a 2.0 die-cast T800, so that'd be nice.
I'm interested in Terminator as far in the endoskeleton.
Yeah, the T800 endoskeleton.
The T800 android, but yep. I can care less with Arnold's battle damage exposed, and then the whole pleather jacket. Those jackets they fall apart. They're just I don't.
That was actual leather.
Okay, and then Sarah, I could care less for Sarah Connor and John Connor. Predator. See, this is the problem: is that Fox botched up the management of those IPs. It's one of the reasons I don't have X-Men in my collection. Fox just mismanaged those IPs to the ground, to the grave. The way they just mismanaged Predator, the way the Alien and Covenant and all that, to me it's garbage. It's just pure garbage. Terminator, Dark Fate, Terminator Genesis, it's all toilet shit that just needs to get flushed away. I don't want any of that. I don't care. I don't want any. And again, that's just me. I know you guys, there's people out there that probably love, but I went through all that 20 years ago with NECA and McFarlane and all that stuff.
Okay, so you already
I went through all that, and those figures, those action figures, they all barely lasted a decade. They all fell apart. Just poor, cheap. Like it was awful. It was awful. It was just and just the way that the IPs have been run into the ground. Alien. I could care less.
So here's the thing. I wouldn't mind a Ripley with the power loader and maybe a deluxe set where it gives you like a just a head portion of a 1/6 scale alien queen, so it could come at you in the display, that would be pretty cool. Honestly, for me,
again, it sounds cool in with the elevator pitch. I just don't know if the community is willing to, especially now. See, that's the problem, is that the landscape we're in right now at 130. I think we're still at 130, Nate. Either 128 or 129, but we're still at 130. There's a lot. Even if you make aggressive cuts, there's still a lot of good shit out there. That's the problem.
Yeah, 129, Danoby.
129. There's just so much stuff. So to go back into those IPs that have been essentially been run into the ground. Like the only thing I have is Terminator Genesis Endoskeleton. I bought that. I have that in my collection. It's one of my favorite pieces, but just the endoskeleton. I don't want old Arnie or any of the nonsense. Nope.
Get to Predator. The chopper. Get to the chopper.
Get to the no. I just don't. Now I enjoyed the movie Prey, but I don't want the Prey Predator. I could care less. I don't want that. Kaiju Daddy, if the Jedi Starfighter is in Japan next year, that'd be kind of cool. Yes, I will be. I probably would say like 80-90%. I will be going to Tokyo next year for Star Wars Celebration with the family. I love Japan. Japan's awesome. Tokyo's.
Oh, congrats, man! You're gonna be able to enjoy Japan, enjoy the Star Wars Celebration, and everything.
It'll be my 4th visit to Japan. I love Japan. Japan's the shit, man. Japan's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just so much fun. So much fun. Now, like I said, the Ripley with the power loader, it sounds good in paper. I just don't know if people would. And it wouldn't be cheap. I mean, you're going to be with Ripley and the loader, it's going to be looking at $600.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, Danoby. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, it would be $600, possibly a die-cast power loader as well. You know, just for the joints anyway, because that thing's going to be a heavy beast.
Yeah. And like I said, I like one-offs. I enjoy unique one-offs. I just don't know. I don't know anybody within my Hot Toys circle that is, I guess, diverse like me, right? Because I dabble in a lot. I dabble in a lot of the IPs within Hot Toys, and I'll give you a perfect example, like this Hot Toys tease right here. Hot Toys teases.
I picked that up.
And I don't know of a lot of Hot Toy collectors out there that dabble in Hot Toys Disney animated characters like this. Like I actually have a module case dedicated to Disney Hot Toy characters. And I saw this. I'm like, this is really cool. This is from a famous Chinese artist or Japanese. I want to say it's someone needs to correct me. I want to say it's a famous Chinese artist. And I think this would be cool to have a Pinocchio version from this artist within Hot Toys. Mm-hmm. This could be one of those situations where Hot Toys makes Pinocchio and it's not even released in the US. It could be another overseas chase like Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, that's right. Mm-hmm. So, if that's the case, then I got to see how much is the sacrifice for this.
Yeah,
I'm able to pick this up.
Yeah, because it's not uncommon for Hot Toys to do region released characters, and I have the Winnie the Pooh Hot Toys, but that was only released overseas from Christopher Robin, right? Or
it never made it to Sideshow for pre-order.
Mm-mm. No, Winnie the Pooh was an overseas release only.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, the Christopher Robin, the one with
it would have been cool if it was able to get to Sideshow at least. Damn.
Yeah, and it's not for everybody. Like this isn't for everybody. If you're not a Disney animated like who I know in the community who would probably buy this? Mario, El Professor. Because he is El Professor, because he is a big Disney fanatic and he loves Disney. He's constantly visiting. He lives in California. He lives the park. So I would see like someone like him. So you know what? Yeah, he would collect Disney. I forgot about him. Yeah, Mario would get this. But again, this is something that may not even be released within Sideshow. But I would get it. To me, this is really cool because like I said, I have like the Nautilus. I have the Beauty and the Beast Belle from Hot Toys. Most collectors, slept on her. They didn't even get her. Did you get? Do you remember Belle?
That was before my time.
Yeah. Okay. You're right. Because that's right. She was like a 2018, 2019 and so forth.
Yeah, she wasn't there when I first started, so
Mhm.
she was sold out by then.
Yeah. I even got, and people hated the film Lightyear, but to me, I hated the film too, but I got Buzz
Yeah,
Lightyear.
me too. I got the
Yeah.
deluxe version.
So,
Oh, Danoby, that reminded me. So if you weren't aware, Pop Culture is doing a 20% off. It ends today. 20% off on their in-stock items
mhm.
at Pop Culture. 20 Action or Action 20, something like that. It's on on their page on popculture.com. It's an Australian source for your figures. If you guys do want to capitalize on the 20% coupon on their 1/6 scale or action figures in general, I was able to pick up
Anything good?
my huh
Anything good at Pop Culture?
They still got some in stock. Some in stock items, some older figures. From a few years ago, like during the pandemic. There's still stuff over there. I was able to pick up the deluxe Mando quarter scale for $300.
Oh, here it is. Here's the code. 20
Yeah,
action.
20 Action.
20 action. There you go.
Yep.
There you go. And Mitchell, I totally respect your opinion because I love Dune, the brand new Dune film series, the Dune 1 and Dune 2. I love it. I love everything about it, but I don't want the merch associated. I don't want Paul Atreides as a 1/6 scale figure in my collection. I just enjoy the film greatly and the soundtrack. I love I mean, I think I've seen it 5 times already. But
Really?
I don't. Yeah, yeah. Dune 2. Dune 1. I think I've seen it 4 times, long as it is.
Ooh, Wally would be nice. That'd be a nice hot
Yeah.
toy, Wally.
So it's not for everybody, and I totally get that. It's just the fact that, and I don't blame Hot Toys for really dabbling in these other IPs because Star Wars Disney Plus it feels like a sinking ship. So they are a business. They do believe in capitalism, and I'm very skeptical on all those Disney Plus Star Wars uh, pre-order announcements of how many collectors out there are going to support this shit, or if it's going to end up sitting around and so forth. So not to, I don't want to talk about the Acolyte or anything, but I'm just, if they release it, I just don't, it doesn't, Star Wars Hot Toys, if you're making pre-order announcements, it just doesn't seem like a safe bet other than going back in time and either just dabbling with the OT original trilogy, the classic trilogy, or just the prequels. That seems to be the safe bet as far as making money, right? Because Hot
Yeah.
Toys has a license, so they have to keep it up too. So, but no, I look forward to the 2 Avatar figures whenever Sideshow decides to charge and ship it to me. Because
Did you get the Batmobile?
Which one? The 89 Keaton?
89.
They haven't started shipping those yet from
No,
Sideshow.
well, they started shipping mine today.
From Sideshow?
Yeah, from Sideshow.
Okay, because I spoke to Hadalorian just like a few days ago, and he was maybe I have to reach out to him, but yeah, as of like 3 or 4 days ago, he goes, Sideshow hasn't charged me or shipped me, and I want to say he was a day one pre-order, so maybe they're doing it today. Maybe it's today.
Yeah, they shipped mine today.
Okay, so there you go. Yeah. I have 2 trusted authorized retailers that I keep an eye on that I'm going to pick it up because they offer free shipping and no tax. So unfortunately, I can't
Nice.
discuss. Yeah. So I will, once they end up in stock in those retailers, I'll pick it up because I mean, I can save like $100. I'm in no hurry for it. But yes, I will be getting the Keaton 89 Batmobile into my collection. Yeah. But like I said, I've been keeping an eye on it, and as far as up until you just told me, they haven't even started charging and shipping. So, how convenient of them, right? This announcing stuff. How much is it? What does it retail on Sideshow? It's like $850, right?
Yeah, yeah. It'll probably come out to like nearly $900 with shipping and tax. So
Yeah, see,
Um,
I can. That's why I need to wait for that. I need to wait to.
yeah, I got lucky, and I was able to use a coupon and several of my points on it, so I was able to get it for pretty much the retail price.
Mm.
And I did the same thing with the two DeLoreans,
Hmm.
and because the DeLoreans did actually make it to in cart, so I was able to use a 10% and a 15% coupon on those.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like my DeLoreans. My DeLoreans, and
yeah.
I
Hmm.
got the one pre-order, and then I'll pick up the second one. Danoby, did you go to the London Star Wars celebration? I did not. Was that this year? When was the London celebration? Did that happen already? Did the London Star Wars celebration happen? Was that last year? I
Did
have
you
no
go?
idea.
No, that was. I think it was that was last year,
That was
right?
last year. That was last year.
Because
Yeah,
the
yeah,
year before it
yeah,
happened in the States.
yeah, yeah. Um I've been to Japan. I've been to Tokyo 3 times, and every time I go, I have a phenomenal experience. I love exploring the city. I love Tokyo. I love the people. I love the shop. I love how in Japan, in Tokyo specifically, the level of respect you get with high-end collectibles. I don't see
Mm.
that. I don't see that bourgeois taste of how toys are respected here in the US, how it is in Japan. Japan, they respect toys and collectibles to like the next level, and you just don't get that here in the US. So uh, to have Star Wars Celebration out there, and then to still enjoy Tokyo, because I'm bringing the family. This will be the see. This is what's gonna. I don't want to use the word suck. It'll be different because I've always traveled with friends and never with the family, and I'm not allowed to go to Tokyo again without the family. So
Ah.
I'll be on a leash. And Japan rocks. Well, Tokyo specifically. You can have a lot of you can have a lot of fun in
That's the Danoby
I
link.
mean, it's the only place I know of where you can walk into a toy store, you walk out, and then right next to it is an adult shop. Like, it's wild.
Oh boy.
It's wild. I'm talking like like it's dildos in shape of lights. It's just it's mind blowing.
For the kids. For the kids.
For the kids, we're doing it for the kids, For the Kaiju Daddy knows what I'm talking about. Kaiju, Shinjuku and Hongo Sanchomez, and I need to brush up on my Japanese. Eiko ka wakarimasu ka? But you know what? I'm gonna have the Google has an app where you can speak and it translates it. So I can't wait to try out the AI feature now. Speak English and then translate it to Japanese. Yeah, yeah. It's wild. Yeah, getting. I don't know if you can handle it, Nate. Like entering the subways in Tokyo and everybody's like touching you, like just grabbing your ass and your
Oh
crotch.
my
You don't know.
god.
It's wild. It's
It's gonna be me like
it's
in
horror.
it's gonna be me
You know?
like in Chris Tucker in
Yeah.
Rush
You
Hour 2.
just you just don't
Who the
you
fuck?
don't like I
Do it
said,
again.
like if you're hoping that once you're being packed into the train, you're hoping that it's like, little anime, mommy, right? A little Japanese right in front of you. They're pushing you. These guys will push you. But no, most of the times I remember it's some old Japanese dude, and then he's just his back is right to you. I'm like, oh fuck it. Just get to our stop, you just get do it. uh Kaiju Daddy knows what I'm talking about. Once you spend time in Tokyo, everywhere else is ruined for you. It is it's like Blade Runner. It's clean, safe, very futuristic. Um you need to I remember I almost missed the train because the trains stop at a certain time, and I would have been forced to sleep. So you guys got me dabbling about Tokyo. So if you missed it, so Tokyo, the city of Tokyo is huge, right? It's like Coruscant, it's like Star Wars, like giant. The whole planet is a big city. That's how Tokyo feels. And if
Like,
you're,
it's Coruscant for geeks and nerds.
Coruscant, yeah. And if you missed a train, there's no cab. There's no, I don't know if the cabs, I don't think there is, but you find a nice spot on a bench or a ledge and you go to sleep. Just out in the city, you fall on the ground, you sit next to a building and you sleep for 4 or 5 hours till the train starts back up at 5 or 6 in the morning.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. I came very close. The third time I was partying wild. Nate, it was wild. You think Vegas is wild? Vegas is different. Vegas is on a different frequency here. Like if I have friends, like if my friends come, relatives, and like Danoby, we want to enjoy Vegas. All right, well, do you want the family version of Las Vegas, or do you want the stuff that they don't show you on TV? Because I can take you to the ranch. I can show you. I can show you where it's legal and it's, and
Wow.
it's like that in Vegas. Tokyo is different. Tokyo is more science fiction, but for real. Like it's just mind blowing. And
the ranch.
Yeah. And because the people there don't see I guess minorities. They do stare at you. I remember one time I was boarding a train and there was just little school kids looking at me, giggling. And I just turned around and I said, "Hi, I'm Danoby. I'm from," I think at the time, I said, "I'm from Florida," because I was living at the end of Florida. And they just started giggling and they just ran off. And I'm like, "Oh, this is cool." And so you see, they did the, little, but yeah, Nate, we got to go. But the other thing I like about Tokyo are the Disney parks. The Disney parks there are some next level shit. Tokyo Disney by the Sea and Tokyo Disneyland. You know they don't have, they don't rape you out there with the Genie app and the Fast Plus and all that Genie app nonsense that happens here in the US. Like you want to board a ride, you stand in line old school style. I love that, none of that pre-beard. Yeah, you're right. Because the 3 times I've been to Japan, I didn't have a beard. So this will be the 4th. This will be the one time I'll be going back to Japan with a beard. And what was I talking about? I lost my train of thought.
So we were talking about, because we went to this tangent, is that your plans are going to Tokyo because you got
Disney
for the Star Wars celebration.
Yes. So it's like knocking like 5 birds because I get to visit the parks. I get to go to Star Wars Celebration. I get to enjoy Tokyo. I get to enjoy Tokyo, and I get to enjoy Tokyo. So there's going to have to be a day or two where I ditch the kids and the missus. You kids have fun in Shinjuku or the little arcade palace, so forth. And
Teshimuyo in Tokyo.
Yeah. Only if are you gonna show me the G version of Tokyo, Kaju Daddy, or the rated R? Because Tokyo is not even rated R, Nate, out there. It's some next level NC-17 shit. Like
next level.
It's wild. Got me giggling here.
Bruh.
All right.
Daddy chill.
Daddy chill. I don't have a daddy chill. Oh, bring on the droid.
Oh my gosh.
What would it take to get you to come back to do Finn again?
In what?
I mean, I don't know if Finn is...
You ain't gonna Disney Plus me.